What comes to your mind when you hear aging?
40 is the new beginning.
Everyone wants to look young and feel young.
I think the goal is to look like yourself. You don't want to look like somebody else. You want to look like yourself and to feel good when you look at yourself.
Welcome to From Hero to Human. Today is the Confidence Code, redefining skin, stress, and self-leadership. You know that moment when you realize you are not over the hill. You have just reached the next peak. And here is the stat that made me stop and smile. This year, 55 million women around the world will celebrate their 40th birthday. And right here in the UAE, that's roughly 66,000 women stepping into what I call the reinvention decade. Even more fascinating, more than half are expected to live past 90, and many could even reach 100. A generation ago, that would have sounded impossible. Today, it's our new normal. So maybe turning 40 isn't a midlife crisis after all. It's a conscious upgrade, a time to rethink how we care for our bodies, our energy, and yes, our skin. And that's exactly the conversation I am having today with Dr. Parul Thakur and Dr. Akriti Sopti, the powerhouse dermatologist and co-founders of Athena Dermatology Clinic here in Dubai. These two are refreshingly real. They are not selling quick fixes, they are starting a movement. A movement about confidence over correction, education over illusion, and longevity over filters. We will explore how stress literally shows up on our skin, why the UAE climate and pace makes this conversation unique, and how language, yes, even the words that we are using, shapes how we feel in our own skin. Expect insights, laughter, and a reminder that the ultimate luxury isn't youth, it's self-awareness. Okay, Dr. Parul and Dr. Akreti, welcome to From Hero to Human.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here.
Lovely to host you here. So, our first question that is a tradition of From Hero to Human, Dr. Akreti, who is the human that is behind the label of a professional doctor, a aesthetic dermatologist, a mother, a wife?
Well, I would say a mother. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and I am extremely happy and very, very content with the role I play for her. And what I do for her is shaping her mind because she is the future woman. So, really love spending time with her.
Okay.
I think very, very similar to that, but I have two boys. So apart from being a dermatologist, a co-founder of Athena, I really take pride in my role as a mom of two boys, and I hope to be an inspiration to them and also show them what a woman can do.
It's always good to connect with the human behind what's going on in your professional life. So I really love the energy because we had a lot of laughter before we started this conversation, talking about our common passions, love for animals, and our husbands were born in the same month. I mean, that's immediate connection. So let's dive in. The whole world is talking about aging. What comes to your mind when you hear aging, specifically in relation to women who are transitioning 40 plus? What's going on in that space and how do you feel about it?
I think aging is, I would say it's more of just the progression. It is not, I know that the current, the way we look at aging is that as if it is a degradation happening. But what I would probably say is that aging is just a progression. We change as we mature. We change because our outlooks change, our habits change, our environments change. So for me, aging is change. I would really want to change the narrative from degradation.
Love it. And from hero to human is about shifting narratives.
You know, in your introduction, you said 66,000 women in UAE turn 40 this year, and I'm one of them. So,
Congratulations. Happy birthday.
and it's a very simple thing. We cut a birthday cake every year. We grow older every year. We grow wiser every year, and every line tells its story. So not every wrinkle is to be hidden. and we embrace it, and we both believe in positive aging.
Yes.
So it is not a negative thing; it's a very positive thing and a positive approach that we move forward with.
I heard a lot of interesting replacement words in these definitions because for me, if we are talking about the narrative shift, we really need to start using different terminology. So when we said even the language that we are using can make us feel good or can make us feel not so good about ourselves. So I think around a couple of years ago, I started saying, why midlife crisis? How about a midlife evolution? Or in my case, even a revolution. If, everyone is individual human being. If I want to be the revolution, going into my perimenopause and menopause, why not?
That's an excellent thought, and that is where the positive aging also comes through. Because we always keep saying anti-aging, anti-aging, but we are not against aging. We just want to age gracefully, feeling confident in our skin, and we really do need to attach a positive annotation to that concept.
That's a superpower for awareness, and I feel the vibration in my body. Why anti-aging? When we look at adverts of anti-wrinkle creams, anti-aging, why anti? Because as a coach, for me, anti means I'm fighting something. I don't want it. Okay, this is super interesting. So, many people are chasing the youthfulness narrative. I want to stay 25. But we can now see worldwide movements that the real wisdom for us women comes when we are further down the line, let's say 40 plus. So, this is where the real wisdom, the strength, the resilience, and when the confidence comes.
That's true. I feel that 20s is more of just exploring, knowing what's out there. 30s is when you start to sort of understand which direction you want to take. And probably, hopefully, 40s is where you can actually, establish yourself and act on that. So I would like to think so as well.
Well, I would second that. At 25, I don't think I had the same mental state and the strength in myself to embrace something and say, you know what, this is me, and move forward with it. So yes, 40 is the new beginning.
I mean, if you ask me, I don't want to look 25 anymore. Why would I want to look at a time when I was not mature enough to realize what I want? So I want to look my age. I want to look a fresh, young, I'm not young, fresh version of myself.
There is something in it because actually, when I watch my old photographs and when I look at myself in the mirror now, I actually like this version. But then there needs to be a journey, and everyone has to come to peace, I would say,
Yeah.
point to accept that this is a process. So it's not anti, I'm not trying to reverse something. Yes, maybe the skin doesn't have as much elasticity as it used to, but there are other benefits. And here I talk about the perimenopausal and menopausal revolution that we see. We know that with the hormonal changes, women, yes, there might be some negative effects, but when you take care of yourself and you really embrace with what is going on, get the right type of treatment, with it comes increased confidence, because there is confidence, there is wisdom, and there is resilience. And there is us then sitting
Yes.
on a podcast like this, really giving the positive message to the ladies, but also to the men, because nearly everyone has a partner. So we want to make sure that this message is almost unified, is inclusive. So everyone will benefit from this conversation.
That's true. Everybody, women or men, I think the goal is to look like yourself. You don't want to look like somebody else. You want to look like yourself and to feel good when you look at yourself. I think that's one of the reasons why we wanted a space where we can promote that.
And Athena Clinic is about revolutionizing. When we first had the conversation in your clinic, when you started explaining the concepts, and I asked a question about how is your clinic different, because there is so many aesthetic clinics around, and you really need to show me something. From Hero to Human is about a narrative shift. It's about challenging the old notion. It's about challenging the fact that everyone wants to look young and feel young, and there is a magic prescription for it. But is there?
There's no magic prescription. I think this is also one of the things I had pointed out when we had met first. Athena Dermatology Clinic is about bringing all of those things together, which can help us look more positively to the way we appear. It is aesthetics is not just aesthetics. Aesthetics is also a mirror of what's happening inside. It is a mirror of how your skin is. One of the mottos of Athena Dermatology Clinic is aesthetics meets medicine. There is the dermatology part of it, which is just as important as the aesthetics. And we wanted a place where we can bring all of it together, look at the skin, look at the looks or aesthetics more comprehensively.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole start of Athena was.
And how did you pair up to bring this beautiful initiative to Dubai?
I like to say that she is the one who sort of pushed me into it. Akriti, you can take this one.
So we've known each other for many years, and we'd worked together before as well. And we, like minds think alike, and we really gel as two jigsaw pieces, puzzles falling together.
Yeah.
It's a perfect fit in terms of how we think and the concept that we had, that aesthetic meets medicine, and we would like to propagate positive aging. It is not just any other aesthetic clinic. We are not calling you to look beautiful. This is more about holistically how you will treat yourself, and it is self-care. It is not a skincare line or aesthetically just get rid of all my wrinkles. So that's the motto behind it.
I love it. I love it. And when you say collaboration, here is one of the hot topics that I
Yeah.
also like to talk about, collaboration over competition. And I've mentioned in the intro section that there is a lot of stress around in the world, and people who are stressed tend to compete instead of collaborate. So, what's your take on collaboration, not only between the two of you, but also in the industry and for the benefit of our patients?
I think collaboration is very important. Just as I was telling, skin is just a reflection of what's happening inside. So there are so many medical conditions which can cause issues in the skin. There are so many other aspects of life which can then start reflecting in your skin. Now, I'm a dermatologist, she's a dermatologist. We can treat the dermat part of it, we can treat the aesthetic part of it. But we also have to collaborate with other specialties who would be more who would have more expertise in that, and that is where we can grow together and give a full benefit to the patient as well. So for us, collaboration is extremely important. It was extremely important when we were setting up the clinic. We wanted a collaborative environment in the clinic as well. It is never one department. It is always the patient and what the patient needs. And the same thing then goes on to our collaboration with other experts. So we do collaborate with gynecologists when it comes to perimenopausal or hormonal issues, people who have expertise in functional medicine, all of those areas. What's more important is the person who's in front of us should benefit.
Yeah, the human in front of you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Anything to add on the
So,
collaboration front?
yes, somewhere the collaboration comes with the patient as well, because the patient needs to be self-aware, and that awareness comes from us explaining them what it is. So, when the patient comes in and says, "Oh, I want laser," no, you will get a consult first, and this is something that we definitely harp on, that you have to meet the doctor to understand why you're doing this. It's not just a procedure that you're going to go ahead and do. Yes, you will collaborate with other doctors as well, but I need the person in front of me to collaborate with me first to then understand what is their actual problem and take it forward with.
Absolutely. Before this podcast came to place, we had a discussion, and I mentioned that I used to work in a facility that also provided plastic surgery services. And there were so many patients who would come and say, I want a procedure because I want to look like my friend. And they were big procedures, you know. For me, I can almost understand I want the same pair of trousers like my friend, even though I'm a different person. So it's gonna look different on me. How can I expect that a procedure, let it be plastic surgery or something done on the face, can be even aesthetic procedure? How can I imagine that it's gonna look exactly the same as it looks on my friend?
That's exactly true. It can't look the same on you as your friend. It can't sometimes even look the same on twins. Uh, what we are trying to achieve is we don't want to change you, we just want to help enhance you. I think when a patient like that comes in, the collaboration part and the consultation part really becomes more important. We need to get to the level to understand why you want this change, what exactly is bothering you, and that is when we can start working on how we can make that better.
Anything to add to this?
So, this is very common that I want to look like an actor. Or, this is like a
Yeah.
friend or what they see on social media or what they see on the big screen. And they go like, I want to look exactly like that. And it does not work that way because over there on screen, on camera, there are filters, there's makeup, there's a lot of things that you're not aware of and that cannot fit you. So beauty is not that one size fits all. No, it cannot happen that way.
Love
So
it, love it. And it's almost the cliche almost concept that the beauty is inside, right? But how do we need to adjust our language, our message as care providers to make sure that the patient is also gonna understand the same in a world that is trying to push a totally different narrative? We still see a lot of before and after photos. And during our conversation, I found out that your marketing strategy is totally different in the clinic. You do not push the hard selling strategies like this is before and after. And I was actually surprised. I said, okay, this is something different. So this is the differentiator I was looking for when I was saying what is different about your clinic. How are you innovating to bring really the ethical part of medicine to the patient?
So we are doctors first, and the before and after can be really deceptive. We don't know who's posting what, and it gets difficult because the patient feels that that is the real picture that they will get, and maybe your skin cannot be tweaked to that level of what the Photoshop has done over there, and hence the marketing agency that we are collaborating with for our clinic marketing is someone who did not have any background of aesthetics. So they came from a completely different but a marketing background to explain them that this will not be our strategy. We cannot do before and after to sell to patients because every person is unique. They cannot look that way. And we practice what we preach. So we do not show it on Instagram like that.
Yeah, I think in the whole 2.5 years, we have maybe two before and afters, and that are also more of just generic of what it can look for you than anything else. The whole focus has been on educating what are the treatments available. If you have this concern, what can be done about it, and just being more personable and approachable than anything else. So it took us a while to
Yeah.
actually find a marketing agency which would have the same voice as us, because it's very very I mean, if you look at most of the aesthetic clinics, it's a very set template which works, and I get it, it works, but that is not the narrative that we want. So for us it was more important to educate and get a person to understand what they're doing, why they're doing, and approach us, and then we can help them further.
I have to say that this is very unique because I've used a lot of healthcare providers here in the UAE, not only aesthetic, derma, also I had medical type of issues. And it is the relationship with that provider that is gonna be determining whether I will be successful with my treatment. And I gave a lot of examples. I had problems with my hips, perimenopause started last year, and it was the fact that my provider acknowledged me as a human first. And it was a holistic almost type of consultation. What else is going on in your life? And not many will ask about stress. Not many will ask, okay, you are 40 plus, is there something hormonal going on in the background?
Well, stress is a very, very important factor when especially when it comes to skin. It is very reflective on how your skin health is and how the condition is and how you're looking. There's the stress levels can increase cortisol. It can cause acne. It can cause collagen degeneration. There is just so much happening in the skin because of stress. And there are actually a lot of stress related dermatology conditions as well. So for us, I think, as we said before, it's very important to have that consult before, where we can find out what is happening and then we can help you a bit more holistically. Sometimes it's even just chatting with a patient for like 5-10 minutes just helps to relieve the stress or makes them more comfortable telling you what exactly is bothering them. And I think that's very, very important. It can't be a cookie cutter, oh, you have this, so this, you have that, so this. It's not a flow chart. We are dealing
Yeah.
with a human here. So
Yeah.
that is something which we were very like minded in, and that is something that we really wanted to promote.
You're doing some amazing work out there, trying to shift that narrative and show people a different side to aesthetic and to dermatology. Because we all have narratives in our head. We are all conditioned in a certain way. We have seen something, we have been exposed to certain type of messages. This is how we create our reality, right? But then we need to be exposed to a more kinder narrative when it comes to aging as an evolution, not aging as a negative process that is gonna make me feel not good about myself, is gonna slow me down, and perhaps even I don't want to go and have social interactions because I don't feel like the 25-year-old before.
Well, this is quite common. And when we are talking about aging, it's not only just the older lot, but even the younger lot has come in and said they're 15, 16-year-olds. Oh, I have 3 pimples and I don't want to step out because socially I feel awkward. So it starts and stems really early in our life that we have to have the whole positive impact of how we look and embrace ourselves very, very clearly that this is it and it's fine and everybody has it and we will grow with it. So it's definitely from a very early age that we have to set the positive narrative, not the negative one. So that is why the hero message of the clinic is also positive aging.
So it's a beautiful message that we are crafting here and trying to give to the younger generation because this kind of narrative shift has to start early with the positive education. It would be beneficial if it started at schools, not when we are approaching 50 and trying to realize whatever I've been told is wrong. There is a different way, there is a kinder way how I can accept the process of life almost, because we don't even have to use the word aging.
That's true. There's already so much stress around. Why add one more thing to it? So
Yes, as someone who works with individuals and companies, trying to help them craft anti stress strategies or build tools, it is something definitely that starts with upgrading our vocabulary. So I've learned over and over again that shifting even one word or replacing one word with something different can push you forward instead of keeping you stuck in the same position and getting stress over and over again. So let's stay with stress. This is something that I love talking about. No, I don't love talking about stress, but I like to shift the narrative to show people that there are different ways, even of thinking about stress. So, how can we think about stress with regards to how it shows up in the skin? Because from my, let's say, limited knowledge, you are the experts in the field. I know that when we have too much cortisol in our body is the puffed up skin and there is many other things going on. How else stress shows up in our skin?
So there's hair loss, starting from head to toe. There's so many symptoms that we can think of. So hair loss is one of them. Excessive stress causes excessive cortisol. With excessive cortisol, there is 30% reduction in collagen and elastin. So that's a direct correlation of how fast aging can occur. Premature graying of hair can occur. So that does happen. So with loss of elasticity, loss of collagen, there's sagging, there are nail breaks, the skin is dry, hydration is low. So everything goes for a toss. So whatever is going on inside is very clearly evident outside.
I would also like to add that stress is not just the mental stress. Stress is also a change in your routine. So lack of sleep, or you have moved countries, or you have an exam coming up, or you have an important event coming up. I mean, stress is also your physiological stress, how your routine is, what your diet is, even those things add to the stress. When it comes to skin, it's all very much related.
Yeah, it's all interconnected. And what worked for me in my journey with health problems last year, it was the understanding of how I got this condition, what is the manifestation, how can I prevent it, what are the small changes that I can implement in my life that will help me avoid reoccurrence in the future.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a full cycle.
Yeah.
And in my practice, I have developed a mental agility framework which focuses on the science. So very often we tell patients, let's say in the old narrative, you need to do this, you need to do that, but without understanding why I need to take this collagen, why I should drink more water, is very, I would say, limited success of that intervention. The minute the patients understand, okay, this is how it links to my biology, this is how it's gonna show up in my overall health, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And the fact that I like the doctor because they are very human and I have good interactions with them, this is what is gonna make me continue with the treatment plan.
Yeah, and there are so many stress-related skin conditions. There's psoriasis, there's seborrheic dermatitis. Seborrheic dermatitis is actually very, very common in Dubai. We just see it extremely common. And when we are treating these kind of conditions, from a medical perspective, one of the main things that we ask is we try and identify what exactly is causing it. So that's where your why comes in. The patient needs to understand what exactly is causing these flare-ups, and that is when I can work on bringing it down and keeping the condition under control. And a little bit of that applies when we are talking about anti aging as well. We need to understand that it's not just the age which is causing these changes, it is also the other aspects of life which is causing these changes.
I love it. That's another powerful awareness on my side. It's not just the age that is causing the problem. So that's a total shift in, I would say, the evolution of midlife instead of a anti-aging movement. Amazing. Anything else?
She summed it all actually. But any metro city, be it Dubai or anywhere else in the world, stress is a very very large factor, and both mental, physical, physiological, all together combined, it is pulling down everybody. And the movement should be anti-stress, and if it's anti-stress, it's anti-aging.
Dr. Parul, I remember in our conversations, you told me that Dubai is actually not so stressful because you came from Mumbai, right? And
Yeah.
you said, oh my God, if you want to talk about stress, let's go to where I came from. So
Yeah,
it's a
stress is
perspective.
relative. It is always relative. I do feel that I lead a slower pace of life over here than what I had in Mumbai. And Dr. Akriti is also from Mumbai, and I'm sure she'll agree with me. So,
What's your perspective on this, Dr.
So
Akriti?
Bombay is it's a very different city, and the city never sleeps. So it is going on 24/7. So it is a very very fast paced city. Dubai is not as fast as that, but it is catching up, I would say.
yeah.
And stress is relative to the place as well. So
Yeah.
it depends where you're coming from and what you want to achieve out of the whole goal behind it.
That's beautiful. I love that perspective factor because I moved from the UK 7 years ago, and for me, this is like, yeah, the fastest I've ever seen. But again, I think I need to take a trip to Mumbai and see how my perspective is gonna shift from there. Amazing. So, if you had to pick one inside out practice that shows fastest on the outside, what would it be, Dr. Akreti?
Hydration. So hydration from within shows very, very quickly from the outside. So if you are healthy, you eat healthy, you drink a lot of water, all of that is going to shine on your face.
Lovely. How about you, Dr.
I
Parul?
would say sleep.
Yeah,
If you sleep
the
well, you
biggest
look well.
biohack. If we talk about biohacks these days, sleep is one of the most underrated, I would say, gold prescriptions for feeling better, for looking better, for having better capacity to deal with stress. Because if we haven't had a good night rest and we haven't cleansed our system, the lymphatic system didn't have a chance to work, then it all adds up.
It's a chance to reset. And I think one of the metrics when it comes to biohacking is sleep and how it affects our true age. So it also affects our skin. You do look dull, you look more dark, you look very, you actually look more dehydrated as well if you've not slept well.
Dark
So,
circles
yeah.
under the
Yes.
eyes. Yes, it's all adds up. Love it. So your skin has a memory. What does it remember the most? Love, fear, or stress?
I would say, unfortunately, it remembers the stress. I would really want it to remember the love.
But yes, stress is something that it remembers the most. The minute the stress comes back, it's visible. It's there all over the face. So
And I think this is additional explanation, perhaps for our audience, to understand why we should make sure that we minimize the stress that is within our control, because there is a lot that we can do to release a lot of the pressure on our body, mind, body, spirit. It's not only the skin, it's everything else. Yeah, so in the stress epidemic, in the mental health epidemic, putting practices that are kind to our own being is something that is the ultimate biohack. Love it. So, what do you say to your patients when they come to your clinic and they say, my skin started losing elasticity? When I look in the mirror, I don't recognize myself. This is not the energetic, confident, resilient person that I used to be. What can you do for me?
I think a lot of it you covered already. It is first thing is to just find out what the person wants out of the consultation. Yes, the elasticity does go down, the collagen generation does go down. I think what we need to do is we need to start looking more at the regeneration, the longevity part of it, because that is the scaffolding on which any enhancement can rest. So, what we do normally is we first assess the skin health and try to improve the skin health. And that is when we can actually add any sort of brightening or glowing or any sort of enhancements on top of it. So it's always a inside out approach, I would say. And again, it's very important that we take into consideration what the patient wants out of it. I can't just be pushing my narrative. It has to be a collaboration. They need to understand what we are doing, and we need to understand what is more important to them as well. So, every patient is approached on a very personal basis, on a very evidence based basis. And that's the motto that we have, that it has to be evidence based but deeply personal.
Yeah, I love the collaboration factor. So, expanding on this question, Dr. Akreti, what is the most empowering conversation that you had with your patient recently?
So, having said that, I had a very young patient with acne and extremely severe acne, and he just did not want to go out anywhere. And the course went on for about 8-10 months, and the after the final result and the whole treatment with medication, with lasers, with a lot of dedication from the patient and from my side as well, he told me that I have changed his life and I have given him life to go out, which really made me feel moved that I have really made a difference in his life.
Wow.
So it is not just about how you're superficially looking, but I made him feel stronger and better about himself, a lot more confident about himself. So that really gave me like a really happy feeling after the whole thing. And it all starts behind what is the foundation, what is my treatment goal, what is my patient's treatment goal, and they both need to align and we reach at the happy spot.
I think this is one of the most beautiful testimonials that you can receive from a patient when you are a care provider. Because I remember receiving a lot of testimonials from my patients. I used to work as a district nurse and also in acute hospitals, and it was always about the way I showed up. It's not what I did. It wasn't the dressing or the injection, it was the conversation at the kitchen table. Sometimes I used to make them a cup of tea because they couldn't get to the kitchen because they had condition or they were elderly or this or that. So yeah, the essence is the human connection. What a beautiful testimonial it is indeed. So, if beauty is a mirror, what reflection do we really want to see?
Well, I would say that I would want to see a happy me.
Mm,
So, like when you spoke about the question that if I want to look like I was 25, and why would I want that? But I don't want that anymore. I am happy with the way I look. I am happy with the way I feel. And if beauty was a mirror, then I see myself in the mirror very happy in it, and I would like to propagate that. So we practice what we preach. We are happy with the way we look. We are happy to have you look happy as well.
lovely, Dr.
Yeah.
Parul.
Happiness and confidence.
Yeah.
I would, if I would want to look at a confident self. And again, confidence can come from many different ways. It can come from how I manage my stress or my day, it can come from how I look. But at the end of the day, it is also one of those things that can make me feel happy. So,
I agree. If someone asked me this question, I would say definitely confidence.
Yeah.
Because for me, confidence is a skill. We can make it better when we start practicing it. So when I have a right level of confidence, I can go approach the world and I can seek the information that I need, connect with the people that are gonna help me, and surround myself with people and environments that are gonna enhance
Yeah.
who I am. So yeah, I'm looking at the mirror is the confidence. So we already touched on the marketing strategy that you don't do the before and after. What else do you use in your marketing or messaging strategy that makes you stand out?
We have a lot of educational videos. So we explain how we do the procedure, why we do the procedure, and on whom the procedures would do well. So it's not that everybody can go ahead and do whatever we are doing. So it is if you need it and why you need it. So the videos or the slides are more about education, educating the person that why you need it and who needs it.
Actually, looking at the news somewhere from the UAE this week, there were messages from one of the conferences saying that should a woman use NAD, the latest craze in longevity? And actually, the advice was you should look at how it was studied. What is the population group? It's not only was it studied on men or women, but also specific ethnicity, because it works differently on people from different backgrounds, from different ethnic origins, and so on. Do you also include that message in your
Absolutely.
strategy?
Also, when it comes to skin, there are so many different skin types, right? And especially in Dubai, we are blessed to have pretty much every skin type under the same roof. And every treatment works differently on different skin type. Every skin type has different needs. Every skin type has a different way of aging and reflecting what's happening. And we also have to take that into account. We also have to take lifestyles into account. So all of that is again something that we really press on educating the person on. The same thing that has worked well on you will not work well on me.
Yeah.
So it is always a difference, and everything has to be individualized.
So, what does beauty with integrity mean to you, Dr. Akriti?
Tough question. So, beauty is not skin deep, it is from the inside, and it all starts from how you feel. So, yes, happiness, confidence, resilience, all of that put together. If I get up confident, if I get up happy, I am going to look a certain way and I'm going to carry that. I will carry myself with grace and move forward with it. So, both have to go hand in hand.
Love it. Carry myself with grace.
And just coming from the aesthetic industry, I think integrity behind beauty is very, very important. I'm not saying that you should not be doing any aesthetic treatments. I'm not saying that, we should just feel beautiful the way we are. But we should not be afraid to, firstly pinpoint what exactly would make me feel more beautiful and then start working on that. So I think the notion behind beauty is what is very, very important.
Yeah, it's again shifting that narrative because aesthetic treatments are not bad.
They're
At the
not bad.
core,
Yeah.
if it makes me feel good, I think this is good enough factor. But then trying to find the right type of treatment, seeing what is really gonna augment what is gonna enhance my feature instead of just saying I want the latest filler just because it's being marketed everywhere and you see the brand everywhere. So is the future of aesthetic more about collagen than contour and fillers?
Definitely. I feel we are shifting our focus more towards skin longevity, and that is something that makes me feel so happy because when we started, that was not the narrative. We were pretty much trying to explain it to everyone that we need to work on the structure, we need to work on the cellular regeneration, and it really makes me happy that now that is the main focus of the aesthetic industry as well. So collagen over contour. As I said before, collagen will give you the base to contour.
Yeah.
So
The scaffolding, right? We need to
yeah.
have the base, like you are building a house. If the base is not strong, then the facade is gonna fall at some point.
True. Very simple. If you are lacking in vitamin D, you take a vitamin D supplement. Same way, if you're lacking in collagen, you're doing collagen supplementation. There is nothing wrong in longevity. There's nothing wrong in trying to look better, in trying to feel better, and replacing the collagen. Instead of the filler, I am replacing collagen underneath my skin, making my foundation stronger. So automatically my skin looks healthier and better.
I couldn't agree more. I think we are on the very similar wavelength here with the education. But I also want to say that I'm getting very excited because I'm getting educated a lot and my brain is making constant connections. Stress, also the longevity, how does it show up in the skin? You know, as a former nurse, I really like to understand the evidence base. How does the biology works? How does it show up in my mental health? How does it show up in my emotional side? And how does it show on the outside? So how is it gonna affect me? And if there is an issue, how should I approach it to get the right type of advice? So super exciting. If aging gracefully had a formula, because I like formulas, I designed a lot magic prescriptions or formulas. What would the top three ingredients be?
Well, I would say sleep and hydration and sunscreen. We haven't touched that topic at all.
Yes.
As dermatologists, we have to touch on sunscreen.
Please.
So yes, sunscreen is the most important anti-aging tool we all have. And if we start early, the lines are less.
Love it. So we're giving this magic prescription at the end of the conversation instead of at the beginning. Lovely. Dr. Parul?
Well, I would sort of agree to that. I think the formula is to prevent, protect, and then rebuild. So, first is the prevention, where the sunscreen comes in, and the protection as well, and then rebuilding what we can.
The concept of healthcare should be prevention. It shouldn't be putting plasters when something has gone wrong. When my skin lost the elasticity, then I'm gonna go in with the fillers and some other magical laser treatments.
Yeah, it's important that we start early
Yeah.
with the prevention. So,
But that wasn't the narrative, you know. When I'm listening to this conversation and I'm reflecting to my lifestyle and my way of living 20 years ago, I had Botox. I didn't do fillers, but I had Botox. But there was not much education. There wasn't a question, why are you doing it? It was just, I want this done. Here you go.
well, we still do Botox, we still have fillers, but we are also trying to use that time while the Botox is acting to help improve your skin health so that, you shouldn't just look fresh over here, you should look fresh everywhere.
Inside.
So,
Is the inside out. So this
Yeah.
is the actual concept, how the beauty is all interconnected. If I don't feel good inside myself, I am stressed, something is going on, I have hormonal imbalance, I am going through a major trauma, is gonna show on the outside. I think, yeah, it's a beautiful conversation, and I think a very much needed conversation for everyone to find the magic prescription. So we all need to start somewhere, right? So if you got awareness on any of the points that we have discussed in this episode today, do go and research more and perhaps approach these lovely lady doctors for your fully holistic advice. A final question and a hot topic, skin longevity. I heard a lot of discussions, a lot of conferences about longevity, but actually not about skin longevity. So, what would you define skin longevity and why this is the next big thing?
I think I've already mentioned skin longevity quite a few times. It is about looking at the root cause of what is happening inside, what is causing the aging, what is causing the way we are looking or the problems that we are facing. I feel that we have always been working on the longevity part of skin, and we were focusing on the regeneration of the skin with the longevity movement. I think it just makes it easier for a person to understand what we are trying to do. So we have always been trying to look at the root cause of the problem, try and solve it. The added dimension is the holistic approach.
Yes.
That is something which I feel is very important when it comes to skin longevity. So we are treating from inside out, but we are also looking at your skin holistically, not just the skin, you as a person. So that is my approach to skin longevity.
I love it. And actually, the concept longevity was not known a few years back. So now there is a craze about longevity, but understanding what does it actually mean will help us make the right choice and have the desired outcome.
Yes. So aging is, in typical words, cellular degeneration, and longevity is cellular regeneration. So it is the exact opposite of what's going on. So yes, I can see that my cells are dying or they're getting old,
Yeah.
and longevity is going to help it rebuild and have a whole scaffolding and foundation from inside. So automatically the skin looks better.
Love it. What a visual representation of what longevity is. So let's go for a quick fire. Dr. Parul, what is
Okay.
one skincare myth you would wish vanish overnight?
Well, changes cannot happen overnight. I think that is the one thing I would really want people to understand.
Amazing. So no magic prescriptions
No
that
magic
are working in
prescriptions.
24 hours. Dr. Akreti, fillers or facials, which last longer energetically?
Well, fillers do definitely last longer, and I am not shying away from doing them or prescribing them to my patients as well, because sometimes it is the fix, but I am not fixing the line, I am not hiding the line, I am giving a structure with the filler.
Beautiful answer. Dr. Parul, what is one underrated stress habit that damages your glow?
Sleep. I'll go back to sleep again.
Love it. If confidence has a scent, what would it be?
Well, there are lots of them, but I would go back to the earth. So a woody smell is something which gives you a lot of, one of all feeling, along with that of floral smell.
Wow, I
So
was not expecting this answer. Amazing. Coffee or collagen, Dr. Parul?
Why not both? I would put collagen in my coffee.
Love it. Love it. What is your go-to ritual before you are facing the mirror in the morning, Dr. Akret?
well, a big smile. I'm just feel a happy person. That's all.
Just self-induced happiness
Yes.
before I look at the person in the mirror. Love it. The one product you would take to a desert island.
That's easy. Sunscreen.
Not collagen and coffee.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen protection.
Okay, Dr. Akreti, one phrase you would ban from the beauty industry.
That beauty is skin deep.
What would you replace it with?
Well, it is holistic. It is from inside out. It is positive aging.
Wow.
It is our hero message.
Wow. And this is the narrative shift. Amazing. If your skin could talk, what would it say today, Dr. Parul?
I feel happy and taken care of.
Wow. What a message. Aging in one word.
Positive aging.
Aging in one word.
Vitality.
Aging in one word for me is confidence. Any final message from you to our audience?
You want to go first?
You go first.
Well, I would say we've talked a lot about the stress. We've talked a lot about longevity. At the end of it all, what's very important is what matters to you. When you're looking at aesthetics, when you're looking at any sort of enhancements, always remember what matters to you is more important than what is being portrayed anywhere else. You have to feel happy and confident, and that's where we come in.
Happy and confident.
I would just say that my skin would like to be filter free. I don't want to see myself or anyone else putting on filters, putting on highlighters and taking pictures. You have to embrace yourself and be positive.
Amazing messages, and thank you for joining this discussion. Definitely, from hero to human is evolving and is bringing a lot of innovative concepts to the table, discussions that are not yet happening in the mainstream. So I like to be the bold one, and thank you very much for joining me on this table today and really lying it as it is. We really need to get to the truth to understand the science, to understand the changes that are happening in our environments, to be able to make conscious choices. So, this is your safe space to have a conversation about what is bothering you in the space of well being, wellness, longevity, and all. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you.